Good Friday morning, Foggers. You made it to the end of the week. Um, Hopefully, everybody had a good, challenging week at work. Everybody's safe and doing well. You made it to your weekend, and now you can look forward to doing things with your family and things you enjoy. To the ones that don't have the seniority or don't have the assignment and have to work on the weekend, thank you. We're sorry that you have to do that, but your time will come too, and that's just a cycle that we're in. But we're grateful that you're working and holding down the fort so everybody else can have some time with their family. Like I said, your time will come. It's just a cycle that we've all been through. So I wanted to briefly touch on confidentiality. There's some other things I want to discuss that happened overnight, but confidentiality, obviously, it's an obvious thing that, we have reputations, family, some of us have side businesses, all kinds of things that need to be protected. Also in our profession where we just don't trust a lot, right? Untrustworthy of circumstance and people and motives, and it's very important to have an environment and a group of people or person that you can speak to, that your stuff is not going to be put out there. There really is no reason to put anything out there. um, Again, I've covered this before, but in confidentiality, the only two ways that can be broken is if you're going to hurt somebody, or if you're a threat to yourself and you're going to hurt yourself, and all bets are off at that point. Like I said, you can hate my guts, but if you're in a crisis situation, I got to drive you myself to the hospital and you hate me forever, but at least you lived one more day, then that's fine with me. So, but confidentiality is extremely important. There's some difficult things, baggage that we carry. There are some poor decisions that we've made in our life, whether we were under the influence of a chemical substance or alcohol. And it's important that we feel the ability and the okay to vent and to talk to somebody and bounce ideas off of a professional or a peer or somebody. And that's very important in every circumstance. I've been a part of men's groups, and I've given numerous talks, and people have talked to me, and it's there's stuff there that if it were put out, it could put people in a difficult situation, and that doesn't need to happen. Again, unless those two circumstances where you're gonna hurt yourself or somebody else. So I think that's pretty obvious, and the importance of confidentiality in the world of mental health and first responders. We have a very unique job, and arrest powers and firearms, and sometimes we say things in a way to vent that if that got out and was reported in an irresponsible manner, could put us in a difficult position. So I think that's enough about confidentiality. Again, it's a common sense type thing. So overnight, shocking news, breaking news here. We had another officer arrested for DUI. So this is becoming not a daily occurrence, probably because they don't get caught, but a lot of us have been in that situation. And it was a black female sergeant from a local department. And the reason why I emphasize black female sergeant is because addictions and poor coping mechanisms and substances do not discriminate, right? Female, male, black, sexual orientation, whatever you want to call it, rank, it doesn't matter, right? It just affects everybody. So it's not just the bottom of the pole grunts that's out there working and humping calls. It's everybody in this profession has had or will have, or most probably can have, some type of a dependency, whether it's alcohol or a controlled substance or whatever. And so, I saw that again, and of course the department comes out and we hold to a high standard, and our core values, they're not in line with our core values. And again, I don't hear anybody, standing up for the officer saying, listen, she was wrong. She was, and she has to be responsible for her actions. But at no point is there just an inkling of, listen, again, we understand that this profession is inherently stressful, and we're going to work together with her, and we're going to, resolve this issue in the best manner for her. No, it's just the crucifying out in the news, everybody with all their stars and bars on their collar, and just, stomping their fist and holier than thou. And this, you and I both know that's a crock of shit. Okay. So I feel bad for her, but she has to be responsible. She did, she did do what she did, but she has the right to a defense like everybody else that we've arrested. And so we're praying for her that she gets through um, that legal process as best as possible, and that she gets some help. And hopefully this is not too bad of an issue, and that she just get help and get better, and that other officers don't go down that road, and that the departments start to wake up a little bit. This is a problem. This is not a bad person because they got arrested for DUI. I've always said that. We just hope that things get resolved as best as possible for her, and that she doesn't get in a car or another officer get in a car and go and kill somebody or kill themselves. That's what we're trying to avoid. So, we hope that the departments wake up and get on board and stop playing the smoke and mirrors bullshit that they do, and really help. Really help. Don't just say it. Don't tell me you love me, right? Show me, like I've always told you. So, I saw there's like a hiring campaign for the departments, and they portray, yes, there's a lot of great benefits, and again, I'm not a Harvard grad, but and I'm set for life, and I have a great pension, and I worked at the department, rewarded me that, but I worked it, right? And I pay the price every day of my life, and like a lot of you. So I'm very blessed, and I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful for the fact that I can provide for myself and my family, and that I have things, and I'm just blessed, right? But aren't we doing a disservice if on that poster where they just portray this beautiful image of police and the headquarters and a police car and all these benefits, and yeah, maybe you don't want to put it on the poster, but in the academy, can we put these people through some type of training where there's a field and landmines and pitfalls, and we tell them about it? So at least when they get on the road and they get out there and they go to these traumatic calls, that they have at least some hope, right, of getting through these things, preventing these things, right? PTSD and all these things that come around. And can we do that? I mean, is that such a big deal? Can you give me an hour block a day, a 2-hour or a 2-week block out of the whole 9 months, a week block, something where we can say, hey, look, this is who I am. I went through this. It can happen to you. Look, there's a female. It happened to her. Look, they're black. It happens to them. Just so they understand that you're not going to get a free pass in this position. Okay? At some point, you're going to go through that. And just fill them in with all the things they're going to see, so they don't drive up and see some fucking guy hanging from a tree and they're like, oh shit, I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. It's there. Okay? And we told you about it, and we have services and tools in place to help you, but we need to do that. I mean, isn't it pretty shitty that they put this poster, right? Imagine going to a restaurant and they have this whole menu, and you're like, oh man, this looks delicious, and then they bring you a plate full of shit. You'd be a little surprised, right? That's not the nachos you ordered. That's a plate full of shit with crackers. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same concept, except you're dealing with a lot more serious consequences, right? And a lot of these young people go in there like I did, and I was, that was right after the cocaine cowboy days, and we had Miami Vice here, and you're gonna have a Ferrari and a huge 45 on your ankle and nice clothes, and you can pull out your gun and shoot whenever you want. No big deal. Nobody's gonna show up. Come on, it's just asinine. You gotta be truthful. I just think it's irresponsible for us to hire these people and make these promises and not tell them exactly what it is and just be there for them. Again, this profession is not just money and stuff like that, and that's the carrot that's dangled in front of us. And again, we're very blessed. We have great benefits and stuff. Great, grateful, blessed, the whole 9 yards. But man, it's a huge disservice to not tell people you're gonna deal with these things. This is gonna happen. You may feel like that. This is what you should do. Come talk to these people. I think it's pretty shitty that we don't do that, okay? And portray this profession to be such a great thing. And then when you do slip up, you get that bullshit about you didn't stay at the highest standard that we have and our core values, right? And the media's in your face, and they talk about how you urinated in your pants and all these things that just don't need to be there. They don't need to be said. I think that's pretty shitty. But it is what it is, and we're doing our part here. And I just ask that you continue to spread the news, and we just have to unite and speak as one voice. And we're chipping away at it, but it's frustrating. I get it. It's frustrating. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. It's Friday. Do the right things for yourself. Get in the gym, meal prep, hydrate, do what you need to do. Go for a walk, go to the beach. I plan to go to the beach again this week and just stare at the water and put my feet in the sand and get some sun and some color and just, breathe in God's air and light, man. So with that, I wish you guys the best. I love to see all the pictures. I got a ton of questions yesterday. It took me a while to answer them all. Some were funny with the whole cop humor. But thank you. And I'm grateful for everything you guys do. I love you. Do the right thing for yourself. And remember, man, act like a badass. You already won. Okay? Happy Friday, guys. 3 a.m. fog.